So we have a healthy balance across our 6 environmental solutions investment themes, with the circular economy, the clean energy and the green building and industry themes together accounting for approximately 2/3 of the portfolio, and the remaining third split evenly across green mobility, sustainable agriculture and our water theme. And that's really a reflection of the balance of where we see our better opportunities at this point. And given that we're in the midst of a global energy shock, it's pertinent, I think, to note that around half the portfolio across those themes is exposed to the structural opportunities presented and associated with energy transition towards a more secure, a cheaper, and ultimately greener energy landscape. Our single largest theme, with just under a quarter of the portfolio invested, is the green building and industry theme. Typically, that gives our clients exposure to companies providing energy efficient solutions across a number of end markets, including homes and businesses. And we've maintained our stance since the tail end of last year that this presents a significant opportunity, a near-term opportunity, in fact, for businesses that can enable energy efficiencies in a way that is not too dissimilar with the protracted energy shocks that we saw throughout the 1970s. The portfolio has rebounded very strongly since the middle of June, which we think shows a very healthy resilience to the investment opportunity despite the wider concerns in the market around the economy and, of course, the geopolitical landscape too. In general terms, we see our 6 investment themes as ultimately growth themes, given the prospect of real-world market share gains for the companies that are focused on providing solutions to climate change and other wider environmental challenges. And so it shouldn't come as a surprise, I suppose, to listeners to note that the portfolio has outperformed when growth-leaning companies do better in the marketplace. Beyond this, though, we can't stress enough the fundamentals are also strong, and the portfolio has seen the benefit in recent months of a renewed focus in policies to tackle climate change, in particular with the US Inflation Reduction Act, realistically representing the long-awaited and actually unprecedented US climate bill, given the fact that around $370 billion of a $437 billion spending package will be on climate solutions. The hydrogen economy appears a key beneficiary of this, but even in more mature or established pockets of our clean energy theme, also look set to benefit. The industry has been in a holding pattern and has actually recently declined while there was a deadlock in Congress with anticipated breakthroughs just not forthcoming. The first major disappointment came actually around a year ago ahead of the COP26 conference when Joe Biden was forced to delay announcements. Time to come during the conference's lead up. We now have a very significant, in fact, groundbreaking deal that provides up to 10 years of structural support to an industry that has had to operate within a policy landscape of near constant stop-start support and indeed political brinkmanship. So portfolio changes have generally been where the volatility in the marketplace has provided opportunities for longer term investors, where the share price movements have been, in our view, detached somewhat from the fundamentals. So we've selectively added to companies where in essence little has changed aside from valuation. So that means we continue to look for structural opportunities and growth opportunities, and within that the leading technologies, the competitive position of businesses and management teams and strategies that are most credible at this point in the marketplace. So let's take 2 examples from outside of the energy landscape. The first is a company called Evoqua, which is US listed, and it's actually a global leader really helping municipalities and industrial customers to protect and improve one of the world's most important fundamental natural resources, which is water. The company has a range of solutions, including what we call tackling forever chemicals, and these are a growing issue that are now firmly in the sights of regulators across the world. These are substances which are man-made, and they're found in everyday items such as fast food wrappers, stain-resistant fabrics, and also in in materials like firefighting foams, and because the bonds of these chemicals are essentially take decades to break down in the natural environment, they're also every day accumulating in areas like rivers, lakes, streams, but also aquifers and municipal wells. So that impacts drinking water and obviously processed water for industries too. So while finding substitutes for these chemicals is a focus for environmental solutions investors, so too is the process of cleaning up these chemicals in the natural environment. And Evoqua is a business which has a high market share in a growing opportunity associated with tackling forever chemicals in the natural environment. Another business that we have reasonably high exposure to, it's a small cap business called Sensirion. Sensirion is actually a pure play sensor company that span off from the Institute of Technology in Zurich. The company remains at the forefront really of sensor innovation and has a track record of developing and manufacturing sophisticated and cost-effective environmental and flow sensors that are used in automotive and markets, medical, industrial and consumer markets too. And in the first stage of the business's commercial success, Sensirion introduced the first generation of sensors for carbon dioxide, particulate matter and formaldehyde sensing, for example. And these sensors are critical now to efficiently managing air conditioning units, for example, and processes worldwide. Beyond this, around 40% of the global energy consumption is used for buildings. So Sensirion contributes to its customers' applications to achieve more efficient operations. Elsewhere, in the automotive applications, again, the company's humidity and temperature sensors ensure that those vehicles can optimally manage energy efficiency and ensure that air conditioning only runs, for example, when it's needed.